Okay. This is class number 4, and today we're gonna do a little bit on English. I'm not gonna get too wrapped up in it, but I want to give you a few of the basics. Also, we're going to talk about combinations. All right, and there's a lot of mysteries to combinations, and we're going to try to unfold some of those. Because, you know, a lot of you play 8-ball in leagues and things like that, or whatever, and you see balls that are maybe frozen together like this, and you think, oh, it's aimed to the rail. But a lot of times there's ways to hit that frozen combination to make them. Okay. And also, we'll talk about some game-winning shots, and we're gonna use what I call a midpoint system. And I've taught this before, but it's a very accurate way of maybe, let's say that I'm playing 8-ball right now, and I've got a 5-ball hanging, and I want to make the 5 and then continue to win the game by making the 8 in the corner. Well, a very accurate way to actually determine that is I lay my cue across the table like this, and with one step, I can pretty much determine where I need to hit the rail to make the 5. So all I have to do from here is swing the cue over to the midpoint between the 5 and the cue ball. Okay? Then what's next, Chuck? What's next, Chuck, after I got the midpoint between the 5 and the cue ball? Or anybody? What's step number 2 so I know how to hit the rail to make the 5?
Without English?
Pray.
Without English.
Pray?
Pray?
Hey, Mike, I share.
How are you?
Yeah, there's some handouts over there.
Oh, great.
Thank you.
All right. All right, simply all I do is I need to hit the cue ball on a parallel line with my cue. So I lift up my cue and I slide it over so it's parallel. So you see about 1.5 inches left of that diamond. If I hit a rolling ball, it will take me to the 5.
Did you do that again?
Yeah. All right. All right.
I've seen this so many times.
Step number 1. Straight across, okay? The ball I want to hit. Swing the back of the cue to the midpoint between the 5 and the cue ball. Now to determine where I need to hit the rail. Steve, can you move back? Yeah, no, that's fine. So to determine where I want to hit the rail to make the 5 ball, I want to hit the cue ball in a parallel line with the way the cue is laying here. So I slide it over like this. And again, it's 1.5 inches left of the diamond.
All right, I'm sorry.
All right.
If you start off, okay, and then you said you
Yeah.
want to go half distance to here, right?
No, to the cue ball.
Oh.
This ball is
Just
the reason why
okay.
I'm. That's the
All right. Now I
reason
get
why
it.
I'm kicking.
Now I get it. Okay.
So I swing it to the mid. I'll put the 8 right in the middle. Okay, like that. Again, now I just slide it over parallel. We call that parallel shifting. All right, that's the technical term. So all I have to do is hit the rail right at that point with a nice smooth rolling ball. And every table is going to be a little bit different. Sometimes the cue ball comes short, sometimes it will come long. But with that system, you will always be close. All right? Always be close.
With no English.
No English. And a rolling, smooth rolling ball. Since you're real interested in this, let's do another one, okay? All right, all right. Let's say we'll put the 15 to this side of the pocket this time. And we'll make it a little farther away, okay? All right. All I do is the same exact thing. In a real game, I wouldn't use my cue. I would just see it, all right? I just see that imaginary line. Now swing it to the midpoint between the 15 and the cue ball, which is right about there. Now I'm going to hit the cue ball on a parallel line, parallel shift. So it's about 5 inches to the right. Did you see how I did that?
Yeah, the parallel part.
Parallel
You're
shift.
actually just bringing that angle over
Yeah,
in a straight line
exactly.
to the rail
In
with
fact, let me make it a little easier. I got a tape measure here. let's see, the distance from the 15 to the cue ball is 26. So at 13 is the midpoint. And let me put the 8 ball right at the midpoint. All right. Now, we'll start out again. Swing it to the midpoint, which is right there. Now, if I want to hit the cue ball on a parallel line, just set up your tape measure like this.
Could you imagine
See how I
doing
did
that
that?
in a game?
I'm
No.
doing it.
I'm only doing
Got 30
that.
seconds.
I want you to know what machinations are going on in my head. So again, it's still 5 inches, right? All right, let's see how accurate that is. And again, as Chuck says, it's really important. You don't hit it hard. You don't use English. A nice, smooth, rolling ball. Okay? All right. Pretty nifty, huh?
Yeah.
All right. And today, when we break up into groups, I'll help you with that. Hey, that's an important shot. You got to be able to hit balls when you're hooked. And you know, the way people play in league now, they play safeties, you know, all the time. It's becoming, you know, a more major part of the game. Okay. Any questions about that before we move on? Okay.
That's a good one.
All right. All right, since you're interested in that, we're going to do another one real quick that I think you'll like too. A lot of times, you'll have a shot like this. Okay? Now, let's say there's an obstruction here, and you have solids, okay? And let's see, you can't go this way either because you'll hit the 12 ball. All right. So you have solids and you're playing a game of 8 ball. How do you hit the 6? Let's see, I want to obstruct this way.
Oh,
too.
man.
All right, how do you hit the 6 in this case? You're going to love this. This is fun.
Two rails.
2 rails. Okay, how do I determine where on the rail I need to hit?
It's just a guess.
No, we're not guessing today. This is science, okay?
You use the same system?
Exactly. I use the same system. It's called the Midpoint System, and it's very accurate. So, I find the midpoint, and we'll be real scientific today again. Let's measure. Let's measure the distance from the cue ball to the 6. Okay, it's exactly 10.5 inches.
You're
So-
playing from the middle of the cue ball?
No, from the edge.
Okay.
The edge.
Make it easy, make it 10. Just make it 10.
All right, we could make it 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. So at 5 inches, let's see where that is. It'll be about right here, right the center of the 8.
Okay.
All right?
So you're going from the distance from the,
From the
Ball's
edge of
edge.
the cue ball to the edge of the 6.
right, instead of the whole
Yeah.
ball.
And
Okay.
that will vary, Sherry, depending on what side of the 6 I want to hit.
Oh, okay.
But let's not go there.
Okay.
That'll get too complicated.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Now I know the midpoint, and I wouldn't use a cue in a real game, but you know, this is the way you would figure it out. You find the midpoint, go to the very center of the pocket. Now I parallel shift like this. Now that's the point on the rail that I have to hit the 6.
Edge to edge.
Do that again.
Okay, so it's...
All right, I find the
edge of the
midpoint, which is at 5 inches between the cue ball and the 6,
Mhm.
and I parallel shift. I lift up my cue and slide it over so it's parallel with that line. And that's the point on the rail I want to hit.
Parallel to the edge of the cue ball.
Yeah, it's still working from the edge of the
Now we're
cube.
doing the middle.
Middle.
Oh, middle now.
Middle, yes,
Yeah.
no.
Let's-
Oh, I see,
But
just
you're
the
measuring from
measurement.
edge to edge.
Sure.
From here to here,
Right,
right?
yeah.
But,
All right.
Now,
Okay.
we could,
Get it where you want it.
a lot of what you're asking now is dependent on where I want to hit the 6.
Yes.
But, you know, let's say I want to hit the bottom part of the 6. Okay, my initial measurements would have been different.
Can we start with the center?
Let's just try to hit the center of the 6.
Yeah.
So in that case, we'll measure from the middle of the cue ball to the middle of the 6. It's 12 inches. So 6 inches would be right there. All right? And I've got the center of the pocket, parallel shift. Now here's the trick on this shot. A 2-rail kick shot requires running English. So what type of English should I put on the cue ball to hit the 6 now?
Top, straight top.
Well,
Right.
I'm talking right or left English. I don't consider top English.
No.
All right. Yeah. So right English, exactly. So if I hit the rail with right English,
And why is it right?
because right is the way the system works, it requires spinning towards. Left English would fight the rail, and it would actually,
yeah.
it wouldn't even come close.
Sure.
The right English is running English, so it speeds up the cue ball and allows you to form a perfect angle. You'll see that it's going to hit here, so you actually have the lines parallel there, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to spot on the rail to hit. Let's try it with no English. Maybe this table is just real sharp. Yeah. In fact, remember what we learned, when you shoot into a rail, it's going to take on some English regardless. But the key thing is you've got to practice these depending on the table that you're playing on, because it's going to vary. Let's try another one just for fun, since you all are interested. Okay, same thing here. Midpoint, parallel shift. Let's try it with no English again. Yeah. This table doesn't require any English. And it's going to be different on different tables, because some tables go long and some tables go short. Let's try one to this pocket. Go ahead, ask any questions as we go through it.
What determines,
Yeah,
the comment you made about the different tables?
yeah.
Is it,
Well, there's a lot of things that determine it. The rails could be high or low. The cloth bites a little more with the English. Some are faster, some are slower. The humidity in the air, all those things are factors. You know, that's why when you talk to good pool players, they say systems are only general principles that get you in the right zip code, okay?
Yeah.
Because it's going to vary according to the conditions that you play under. Like here's another one from this pocket. See how I see the midpoint there? If you hit it harder, when going 2 rails, it's going to spread more. Hit it easier, it will tighten up. Like the easier I hit this, it will come to this side of the 8. Harder, it'll go to that side.
Now, you need to rail that able.
Rail it?
You need to contact the rail after you,
Oh, absolutely.
So
Make a legal shot.
so you've got to
Right,
put some
right,
effort into it.
exactly. All right, midpoint,
break it.
parallel shift. And again, you want to make contact. So, practice that. And it really is kind of a important thing. And, pool can get as complicated as you want. I mean, there's all kinds of 3-rail systems and things like that. In fact, we have a player in town, Jim Hendrickson, who's a champion 3-cushion player. He knows all the systems.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. All right, I just want to kind of give you a preview of what we're going to be doing. This is class number 4. Like I said, we're going to do combinations and a little bit on English today. But next week we're going to do bank shots and kick shots. Okay. And then the last week we're going to do a short rack 8-ball tournament. have some fun with that. Maybe a few trick shots or whatever. All right, I got a couple of drills set up here. And I want to make sure that everybody has the tangent line down. So I'm going to use my finery if I need it. And again, drill number 1 that you're going to be doing is a chance to practice different English shots. But before we get there, I'm going to have Sherry put the 8-ball in on the table for me. All right? I don't trust Chuck anymore. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Now, the one thing I wanted you to get from last class was the starting point is the tangent line. So who would like to indicate where the tangent line is on this shot? If I make the 11 in the corner. Perfect. All right. And we could actually prove that just by doing that, right? All right. Now, since the 8-ball's hanging, I probably don't need to do anything too fancy. What would you do here? Just roll it in gently, right? Don't take any chances. So if I had this position, I wouldn't use any English. I'd hit the cue ball dead center ball, like that, and have position on the end. Okay, Sherry, you get another chance. Make it harder this time. Anywhere on the table.
Put it on this table, honey.
Okay, I like this. This is a fairly fast table, so this is fairly challenging. And the reason why it's challenging is because the cue ball is going to hit the rail and come way over here for a tough shot. Unless what? What could I do to make the 8-ball the easiest possible?
Kind of a stunt shot.
Okay.
Or stop shot or stunt. Well, you
All right.
can't stop it.
But if I stun or stop it, isn't that going to require stroke and speed?
Yeah.
Because remember, a stun or stop is a sliding cue
Yes.
ball.
Right.
So what would be another option to make sure I can make the 8 easier here?
Just follow it softly.
Yeah, just a soft little shot. I think if I had this shot, there would be 2 possibilities. Number 1, I would just roll it in real gentle, like that, and have a nice shot in the corner.
Sure.
But I think there's even a better option, and it would require just a little bit of English. And what would that be?
Be right, be left.
Okay. Any other possibilities?
You could do it right English.
That's what I would do. I would put just a hair right English and hit it high and use a little speed. And the reason why I put right on it, because I wouldn't want left to come way over this way. I want the cue ball to come to the rail here and then bounce back to here. So I'm going to hit it a little firmer with just a half a tip of right English, and I want the cue ball to go back and forth with a little speed. Like that. You probably didn't need any English because I would have liked to come a little bit closer like that. That would
Sure.
have been ideal.
That was nice.
Do the left slow.
The left what?
Do the left low and slow. See how it works.
Okay, now when you use left English and cut it to the right, that's called running English. So when the cue ball hits the rail, it's going to speed up. That's the only
That's
reason
why I
I
said
didn't.
make it slow.
All right, all right. And that would be fine too. You could do that, sure. All right, you ready for another one, Sherry?
Sure.
All right, I like Sherry's.
Yeah, put it in your pocket.
All right, good.
Actually.
Oh, right in the middle? Okay. All right, interesting. I like this. All right, we know where our tangent line is, and we like to start there, right? Now, if I hit a rolling ball, it's probably going to leave me somewhere in this area. So let's see what that does. A nice, smooth, rolling ball. Not bad. I got a kind of a little bit of a cut. But do you see any other options that might have been better than just that one? Okay, a little bit of left rolling ball, just a hair, about a half a tip. Not bad, I almost scratched. Maybe I used too much English, right? Let's try even less. See what we're doing? We're learning the cue ball. We're learning the cue ball. A little bit less English. That had a little too much, so I'm just going to use like a half a tip now. Wow, that's about right, isn't it? That's how you learn the cue ball. There's another option too on this one. What would the other option be to get shape on the 8?
To stun it?
Oh, thank you. Oh, it's cold. The ball is ice cold. All right, we're going to try Sherry's option here. So I'm going to hit the ball dead center. It's going to be sliding when it gets there. Draw might be better because it's going to change the tangent so it goes a little higher. It comes more towards the 8 ball. So I'm going to just try a little bit of draw like this. See how the draw kind of brought it over
Sure.
that way a
Yeah,
little bit
we
more?
got a couple
Yeah.
options.
All right, good. Couple more and then we'll move on. That's Sherry. All right, I like this one. This is a good one. What do you think? I know where my tangent line is.
Left.
Bill already identified that.
Left, high left.
Do I need left? All right, high left. Let's try that. That'll come into the rail about right here, right?
Should.
Not bad. That's good enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anything else that might work even better than the high left? No English stun. Let's try no English stun. Came further down because
Nice.
it maintained the tangent line. And remember, when you know the tangent line, angle in, angle out, right? So you know exactly where the cue ball is going. Now, high left would have worked fine, but stun worked better.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right, one more, Sherry. Make it a toughie. She's having fun doing it.
Yes.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Okay. All right, what do you think?
Right.
Right English, yeah.
Go right.
Yeah, we already know if I hit high ball, it's over here, and I would prefer to be closer to the 8, right? So exactly, Bill's exactly right. I would just use one full tip of right English and hit the ball high. I have a nice easy shot on the 8. Now if I hit without English, it would have come over here. More English, left English would come way over here.
How about low right?
Why would I use low right?
Because I'm just curious.
See what happens.
Well,
No.
low right should bring
Well,
it closer.
the tangent, no. It would only work if it's a rolling ball.
Okay.
See, when you say low, that implies that I'm putting backspin on
Yes.
the cue ball,
Yes.
which means that the tangent line with low right will be to the left of the tangent line. Let me show you what would happen if I use low right. In other words, I got one tip of
Oh, I'm
right.
sorry. I didn't mean that.
What did you mean?
Low left.
All right, that's going to make it spin way down here, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. But ideally, to stay in this quadrant here, I've got to have a little bit of right English, but it's going to bring it over here only with a rolling ball, which means I'm going to hit it above center
Right.
with a full Q-tip of right English. That time I used a little more English and got down low. That's how you learn.
Take that next shot for granted.
Yeah. Now, that's what I want you to practice today. I have these set up on all the tables, and I want you to practice, a little bit of left, a little bit of right, stun, follow, and draw. All right, which one do you want me to do? Oh, okay. I want to use a high rolling ball, so I'm going to elevate my bridge a little bit to here. A little bit of right English, about a full Q-tip. That way when it hits the rail, it's going to be spinning with right English. Therefore, it's going to bring it back this way. That time I even had a little more. And you got to be careful with English. In fact, let's do that next. I call this the power and limits of English. Let's say, I'm not going to actually shoot a ball right now, but I want to show you how sensitive the cue ball is to the amount of English. Let's say that I want to go straight across from diamond to diamond. Now, if I use one tip of English, watch what happens. Here's dead center ball. There's one tip of left English. It comes at this diamond. Now let's try two tips of English. Here's the center of the ball, one tip, two tips. It goes two diamonds over, okay? Now we're going to get to maximum English, which is 2.5 tips, all right? Here's dead center, 1, 2, 2.5. Goes 2.5, 2.5 diamonds. Now can I get any further down table with English?
Bottom?
No, bottom won't do that. What do I have to do with my cue to get it to go further down? There's something I need to do with my cue.
You gotta jack it to the side. You
All
gotta
right.
get a little
You got to
press on it
elevate.
and be about this 5 inches
You got to
away.
elevate the back of your cue because that allows you to create a masse effect. So with elevated cue, 1, 2, 2.5, and then I elevate the cue, I can go 3 diamonds or more. By the elevation of my cue, it kind of made the cue ball curve to the left.
But
Makes it higher plane.
Yeah.
But didn't the point, the contact between the cue and the ball, wasn't that bottom what you just did? Wasn't that a little bottom English on that?
Really, it could have been center, it could
Well,
have
by
been high.
elevating the cue.
As long as the cue's elevated, that won't make a big difference. Oh, no. To get maximum English, you want to hit the center of the cue ball because the cue ball is round, okay? So if you're hitting the top, you have to move more towards the center. If you're hitting the bottom, you have to move more towards the center to hit it.
Okay.
And the risk there is messing with miscues. To avoid the miscues, it's always best to hit the center of the ball. 1, 2, 2.5, and then I elevate like that. Now, by hitting the center there, I don't risk miscuing. But if I hit the top or the lower part, might slide off. So if you want to protect yourself from miscuing, hit the center of the ball. One more time. And after a while, you get feel for how much English you need on a shot. Center, 1, 2, 2.5. Elevate. I'll try to hit that third diamond. Anyway, look at the difference. 1 diamond, 2 diamonds, 2.5 with an elevated cue. You can see how English can really affect it.
Yeah.
Here's another example of it, and here's a drill that you can practice today if you'd like. It was in last week's lesson plan. I could use a half a tip of English. I'm shooting right at that diamond. And it takes me to about this diamond. Now, length of the table is a little different. A full tip of English, one like that, will take me where? Pretty much in the pocket, all right? Now, if I go a tip and a half, there's one, one and a half. Takes me that way. Now, if I get to 2 tips, 1, 2. You see how much English affects the shot? Half a tip to here, tip and a half to here, 2 tips here. You know, so it's amazing. And that's why, you know, when you watch good players, they use small parts of English to make things happen. They don't use extreme English.
Right English.
Yeah, yeah.
What does when you use English off the rail like that, what does that do to the object ball when you need to direct it to the ball?
Well, it's going to be doing the same thing. Now let's do that now. Let's do it off the object ball. Now, let's shoot this 3 ways and it'll answer your question, okay? I'm going to cut the 6 into the corner pocket. And let's start with a half a tip of left English. In other words, running English. Where do you think it'll hit the rail over here? Well, let's find out. There's dead center ball. There's a half a tip. It hit about this time. Now let's try a full tip of left English. There's dead center, 1 full tip. See an extra diamond?
Yeah.
All right. Now let's try a tip and a half. Are we seeing a pattern here? There's dead center, 1 tip and a half. Half a tip came here, full tip here, tip and a half came here. So you want to go in the subway now? 2 tips, right? Dead center, 1 tip, 2 tips. Well, not quite. But that could have taken me here depending on how I pocketed the ball. All right, let's try something else. Let's try that position shot again to bring the cue ball to this side. Let's say I've got the 8 ball here. This is kind of an interesting shot. Now, to play position on the 8 in this corner pocket, how do I hit the 4 here?
How do you hit it?
So right English.
Do I need any English?
No, you don't have to.
Okay, I do need a little right English, because if I hit a high ball, watch what happens. Comes right back at the 8 ball. So in order to get the cue ball to come to this side of the 8, I'm going to need a little bit of right English. So there's the center of the ball. There's my 1 tip of right English now. See how much it changed from a rolling ball to that. So that's what I want you to learn today. Just practice these drills from here, either from this area. This is for more advanced players. This is for more beginning players. But when you pocket an object ball, here's the one thing I want you to remember from last week too. When you cut a ball like this, even without English, it takes on some left spin, doesn't it? That's why on shots like this, if I'm trying to win the game, I'm definitely not going to shoot English at all. What should I do here to win the game with the 8 there?
So just left.
Just-
center.
Do I need left though?
No, you don't do it.
If I hit just a stun shot, I know my tangent line is here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Angle in, angle out. Should come about right to there. You see, there's no need to risk using English, so I'm going to hit the ball dead center. Right into this diamond. And you notice you always want to roll into the line of the shot like that. That's really important. Okay. Anyway,
Set up one
for what?
for the advance.
Oh, the advancement, okay. All right, Sherry, your job again, 8-ball anywhere. We're going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to find the tangent line first and then go from there. Oh, good. All right, this is a tough one. She put it in a really challenging place. What would you do here? Yeah.
Yeah, just regular.
I would just roll it in gently because I've got quite a, a pretty extreme cut here, and I don't want to hit it hard because I'll end up way down here. 1 rail, 2 rail, but the tangent line is right over here, and I don't want the tangent line because that's going to give me a bad angle coming out like this. I want to beat the tangent line to this side, so I'm going to hit a rolling ball. So instead of hitting the tangent line way over here, my ball's going to hit way into here. That way I can get right behind or close to the 8. Nice and easy. Thin cut. All right. Nice and smooth. See how easy I hit that? If I hit that any harder, I would have had no shot on the bank like that.
How would you hit that 8-ball in?
Yeah, where did you put that 8-ball? Without
Well,
getting a chance to scratch
You
it.
have to come over here. Put the ball back where it was. See where it's going to hit it. How are you going to make that? Put the ball back where it was. Let's see how you do this.
all right. Now,
That's a scratch.
whoever mentioned that is correct because the shot where the cue ball is right now is impossible. Because no matter how you hit the 8-ball, you make it in the corner, you're going to scratch. So you would probably end up having to play safety. Yeah.
How do you play it here?
From this position,
Off the bank from there.
that's not really a feasible shot.
That's the roll percentage, yeah.
Yeah. Now, if you wanted to bank the 8, you would try to get the cue ball somewhere in here. But what I was trying to do on that last shot was get it like this.
Right.
So it's more like.
Yeah, so I wouldn't have to worry about the
That was
scratch.
tough.
But generally, if you want to bank the 8, you've got to avoid the double kiss. So you'd have to be pretty far on this side of the 8. And this is a makeable shot, but it's definitely not easy. And I overcut it just a little bit. But you can see whenever the ball is on the rail, that makes the 8-ball real tough to make. So you gotta hit it with some speed. All right, are we ready for combos?
Yeah.
All right, if I can get everybody to stand on that side, but not in front of the camera, okay? I'm just gonna put some balls together here. Let's say you have this position, and as you can see, as George is looking at it, the 5-ball is directly lined up at the center of the pocket, right? You can come over here, people on this side, if you want to see better. Come here, Kathy. This is interesting stuff, hopefully. All right, now, if a lot of people think to themselves, well, you can't miss the shot, and they're probably right. But is it possible to miss the shot?
It's very possible.
All right, how would I miss it? Is there a way to miss
Side
it?
of the 7.
All right. Now, if I hit the left side of the 7, how will the 5-ball miss if I do that? Well, let's find out. We're going to hit the left side of the 7. Missed it to the right side, right? All right, let's try the same shot. This time we'll see what happens when I hit the left side of the 7. Which side will the 5 miss on?
Right,
Which side?
right. Not left.
Left. All right, you're probably wondering, well, what's happening? All right, let me explain it. All right, the balls are aimed straight towards the center of the pocket. When I hit the right side there, it's like gears. The 5 ball takes on a little bit of right English and turns this way and throws the 7 to the left. And it's always the opposite. If you have a frozen combination like this, if I hit the right side, it goes to the left. And if I hit the left side, it goes to the right. So if I hit the left side, it turns the 5 with left English and throws the 7 this way. But the good news is, now I just learned that I can make shots like this. Now I've got the 5 and the 7 aimed left of the pocket here, significantly. And George can see it, right? That's not going to go, is it? Isn't that to the left side of the pocket? Okay, so which side of the 5 do I need to hit to make the 7 here?
The left.
Exactly. And watch how the 7 will actually throw to the right. Okay, right in the pocket. That's cool. Now if I have both balls aiming to the right of the pocket, which side of the 5 do I need to hit now?
The right.
The right side. And you'll notice, George can see it, it's aimed way to the right, maybe 3 inches to the right. So if I hit it hard, it probably won't throw enough. It's very sensitive to speed. So the softer you hit it on the right side, the more it will throw. So I'm going to hit this fairly easy on the right side of the 5. Watch how the 4 will throw into the pocket.
Learn something every day.
Yeah.
That's cool. Does that theory hold if there's separation between the balls?
Okay, good question. Only if the separation is minute. Quarter or an eighth of an inch will still get thrown, and I'll prove it. Okay. Let's put the 5 and the 2 aimed to the left of the pocket, and I've got a quarter of an inch between the balls.
Get your tape measure out, measure.
Why is that so?
That's so because it's close enough so when I hit the left side, it turns the cue ball with left English, and that'll still throw it. But anything more than an eighth or a quarter of an inch, bets are off. You can't throw it. Okay? But if it's close to within a quarter or an eighth of an inch, in fact, look at this one. If you want to check it out, the 5 and the 2 are definitely aimed to the left of the pocket. Right? Now watch, this is makeable. I'm going to hit it on the left side to throw it to the right. It didn't throw as much, but it still threw. Okay? Now here's another shot, game-winning shot. A lot of people don't see this one either. You'll notice the 6 is aimed directly into the rail. All right, how do I make the 6 from here with the cue ball over here?
The right?
Okay. Can I hit far enough on the right from here to make it? You think?
Rail first.
Exactly. Good job. Okay, you'll notice how far to the right it is. So if I hit rail first and go into the 5, I'm going to have to hit it nice and easy. But you'll be surprised how much it throws. If I would have hit that hard, it would have never thrown that far.
Right.
Okay, so you got to hit it softer. Okay, here's another fun shot. This kind of shot comes up a lot. Let's say we're playing a game of 8-ball, and you got a position like this. What do I do to make the 5 here?
Same thing, take it off the rail.
That's too, isn't that too hard to do?
Ooh, well, yeah.
Remember, I have solids. I have solids.
Oh,
Revolve combination.
you're so.
All right. Now, to make the 5, though, which side of the 13 do I need to hit to throw it in the pocket?
Right.
The right side. This is actually a pretty simple shot, but it's a combination. So I'm going to hit the 3 to the right side of the 13. I hit it pretty good, but I didn't make it. Let's try that again. Keep to the right side here. This time I'll try to hit the 3 a little further over to the right of the 13 to throw it more.
How far can you throw a ball like that?
All right, that's another good question, Roy. The farther away you are from the pocket, the more it'll throw. Like for example, let's say my frozen combination is way back here. Let's say it's about 6 inches to the left of the pocket. Now most people would look at that and say, oh, that's impossible, I can't make the 6, right? Come over here and look, see how far over it is. See how far, about 6 inches you'd say? All right, now in order to make this shot, it's actually makeable. If I hit the extreme left side of the 1, nice and easy. You see how far that threw?
Yes.
So the further away you are from the pocket, the more you can do that.
Can you do that one again?
Yeah.
It's fun to watch.
Let's make it further away and make it even more. Okay. This time I'm having it almost to the diamond. Maybe that's too far. There are limits. There are definitely limits. All right, here we go. That's pretty far, isn't it? How far out to the left would you say that is?
A diamond?
Yeah.
Or a little short of it?
Maybe
Little
just
short.
short of a
All right.
diamond.
All right.
You don't want to blast them.
If I hit it hard, though, there'd be no way to do it. If I hit it nice and easy in the far left side of the 3, I should be able to make it.
And you're not doing English?
No
Just
English,
ball.
no English. I actually overthrew it, my God. So that just shows you how far it'll go.
Yeah, that's so much.
Yeah. Put it even farther back. Let's try to get a whole diamond here. Well, that's maybe a little too far. Okay, that's definitely at the diamond, pretty much, right?
Right.
Okay. So I threw a whole diamond from that distance. And it looks like a mystery, but there's actually physical laws at work there. No, I mean, because there's friction between balls, right?
Yeah.
And the friction of the 3 being contacted like this actually turns the 3 ball from left to right, which will throw the other ball that direction a little bit. But the more space you have between the pockets, the more you can do it. All right, one last thing on combinations. A lot of people wonder, well, you know, when you have somebody that doesn't break very well and the balls are all clustered up, well, you get a lot of situations like this.
It looks like my nest.
No, that's Sherry's superpower. Breaks that are impossible to get.
All right, the first thing I'm going to say
Oh, man.
is it makes no difference which side of the 13 I hit, does it? Which ball determines where the 5 is going to go?
7 to 1 behind.
7 ball. Whenever you have a bunch of balls in a line like this, it's always the 3rd ball that dictates where the last ball will go. And you notice the third ball is the 7, and it's hitting the right side of the 9. So that would be just like the cue ball contacting the 9 on the left side. It will throw the 5 to the right. And as George can see, doesn't go straight in, does it? So I need to, and it makes no difference where I hit the 13. You can see it did throw it to the right, but it's always the third ball that dictates that. Okay? And when you're playing 8-ball, those kind of shots come up, don't they? Gosh, anything we've done, combinations. You might try setting up these shots and using a little left English and using a little right English. But always look where your tangent line is, okay? And that's your starting point. And with your partner, you might just throw a ball on the table and think about, well, how should I get shape for that? All right? So have at it.